Okay, finally. I had so many technical difficulties trying to set up for this video. It was crazy. So I couldn't get my lighting right. I decided to go without using my other camera. So I'm on my laptop camera. So the quality of this video might not be great. The quality of my videos is never like, a 10, but I'm here to get information across. I'm not here to, shoot a small movie. So, okay, so book review today, Miss Aida's Hoodoo Justice Magic. So, I I meant to get this done in like December, but of course December is insane with orders and holidays and whatever, taking time off. And so I told her I would get to it early this year, February 9th, not too bad. The reason I want to do a review on this book is that it has so much great, useful information and spells in it. Um, I think that the title might be a little misleading because I think people will look at it and go, "Well, I don't have a court case, or I don't have legal issues, or whatever. I'm not on probation." Or I'm not behind on my taxes. Like, what do I need to have like a justice, like legal book for? But it covers so much proactive magic, and I do videos on protection magic and also hexing, explaining um, that hexing is really just being about proactive with protecting yourself and restoring balance and justice, which is what this book is all about. So don't think that it's all legal stuff because of the justice word. This is like true justice. So um, there in the beginning there is a great setup of like basics going through candle types. So if you're a beginner, you could absolutely use this book. It's going to teach you how to get set up, what you need, what candle does what, etc. If you are advanced or adept, like some of us are, me, 20 years, um, 20 plus years in the craft now. Um, there's all kinds of stuff in this that I would implement into my workings. I don't really take workings directly out of books just because I have my own practice, and after you've been doing something for 20, 25 plus years, um, you sort of integrate things into it. You don't do things verbatim from the books. You can absolutely do things verbatim from the books. A lot of young folks or people who are new to the craft, because you don't necessarily have to be young to be new to it, are really worried about doing something wrong. But I really like the way that her spells are set up in this book because it's not about causing harm to cause harm. Um, it's not about revenge. It's not about just making somebody's life a living hell. It's not about just being an asshole for the sake of being an asshole. This is about like these are things that happen in everyday life to all of us. And sometimes we need a plan and we need to know what to do to counteract that and to ask the universe to restore justice and balance to our lives. So I'm going to go through here and give you a few examples of some things that are in the book. There are some awesome protection spells about protecting your space, which is really great for anybody to know to use no matter what spell that you're doing next. You should always know how to cleanse and protect your space, especially when working with spirits. If you're inviting spirits into your household, clearly we want to make sure we're working with benevolent, benign spirits that are here to help, not hinder us. Um, so I would say starting with that. Also, if you work with the Psalms, lots of great Psalms in here to add to your work. I work with some Psalms. You don't have to. If you do not feel comfortable using Judeo Christian pieces of information like that, that's totally fine. You don't have to put it in your practice. But the Psalms is really just a spell book. So, um, talks about summoning your spiritual court. This is the section getting to know your candles intimately. So that's what I was talking about before. On this, teaches you how to interpret the flames, the candle smoke, how to extinguish your candle after you're done with it. Teaches you how to bless, rolling or dusting your candles. It gives a list of different shapes of candles. Um, yeah, so that's absolutely great stuff for reference or for those that are new. Um, the next part that I really enjoyed, the sending away your enemies. So, and this deals with bullies, envious or jealous individuals, gossipers, meddlers, psychic vampires, trespassers, undesired, uninvited, or overstaying guests. So, what's great about the way she phrases this and the like options she gives here is that this is being proactive. I know I keep saying that word and it's super annoying, but real magic is what you do every day to stave off emergencies and big problems. Okay. It's about making small steps every day in the right direction, being proactive and not letting the poo poo hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? So what's great about this is that you can look at this. Say you're getting bullied, you're getting harassed, people trespassing on your property. This is a way to like de-escalate and disarm the bomb before you end up like having to call the police on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really, really important to view things that way, and don't be non-confrontational. Don't just ignore your problems. Oh, it'll go away. Oh, it'll be fine. That's how you end up with your house broken into and with a stalker. You know what I mean? So let's get the ball rolling. Let's do something about it. Let's not be a fraidy cat. You can be proactive. That's what magic is for, to empower you, it's to strengthen you, right? It's to give you the courage. And this, it gives you a whole set of skills that most people don't use. Maybe they don't even know about, to help you control the outcomes of your life, right? So, pardon me, I was just getting a phone call. What I love about this next part is how to use things in this. They talk about animal and insect curios to keep people away. Um, Again, Psalms to send people away. Okay, so then we get back here. We talk about ants and dust, dirt dauber's nests, bird feathers, um, all different like animal curios and charms that you can involve in these types of workings. So, which is that's definitely like I'm all about that. That is definitely my practice. So I love that part. If you don't want to work with that stuff, you don't have to. Okay. Next, we talk about bindings to justifiably spells to justifiably bind your neighbors. It says. So I really like the way she talks about that. She's talking about con artists, scammers, thieves, narcissistic personality disorder, which I think is thrown around too much. But in here, she actually does a really good job with like medical description of what that is. Not just like you have a selfish boyfriend, so he's a narcissist. No, he's just selfish. Um, Man-made tools used in bindings, all kinds of stuff. Duct tape, glue, mirrors, magnets, mouse traps, needles, all kinds of stuff. I don't want to tell you guys everything in the book. If like I'm telling you this much and it sounds like a lot, so that tells you how much is in this book, because this is not, you easily could get through this in a day, no problem, lickety split. But there's a lot in here. Like that's just good reference material that if you're studying the craft, you should just know this stuff. So, um, when to avoid using urine in spell work. I'm not gonna get into that right now, but sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, so let's do stop gossip oil. Okay, we get on to enemies here. Spells for justified cursing and hexing your enemies. I'm not going to go over the binding part too much. I do absolutely perform bindings. I perform them for other people. I think it's a matter of safety, so for you, sometimes also for the other person, almost always for the other person as well, because they're usually committing harmful behavior that is going to get them in trouble. So really, it's a win-win to do a binding. I know that that's not a common outlook on it, but I'm not here to talk about common stuff. I'm here to tell you the truth about these things and what they're used for. So, man-made tools commonly used in cursing and hexing: boiling water, barbecue grill, frying pan, hot oil, ice picks, rat poison pellets, razor blades. I mean, she gets so creative up in here. So I also really, really like that. This is not your same old humdrum hexing, you know, make a poppet, tie it around with thread, bury it off your property. Like there is, which is fine, but it's, we all been there, done that. We all heard about that. It's nice to have some more professional grade spell work in your repertoire, is what I'm saying. Okay. Then we get into a chapter on spells to justifiably break up a relationship. And this is also important to talk about, just like hexing before. Sometimes somebody is in a really bad relationship. Sometimes they're being abused. Sometimes they're being neglected. This could even be a parent child relationship where the children really should be removed from the home for their own safety and well being. These are stuff that these are things that people don't like to talk about, but this is real world stuff. So it's not talking about it doesn't get us anywhere. So we need to be prepared that when we come across situations like that, as witches, as um, spellcasters, as healers, as root workers, as hoodoo practitioners, as whatever you want to call yourself, energy worker, that, when you see something like this going down, you don't have to get involved. And I understand if you don't want to, but I'm sorry, if it came down to like a child was in a bad relationship and needed to be separated for their own well being, you better believe I'm going to stick my nose in it. So I don't meddle in in their romantic relationships, but I will get down and dirty if it comes to a child. So this is a great premise she talks about here, or a great what do I want to say? Um, like theory is that you want to start by sweetening the target towards you. It's always easier to work on somebody who has been warmed up and sweetened towards you. So I think it's very professional that she put that in here. And I think it's a step that a lot of people miss out on. So this is a very thorough book while we're going through these kinds of things. If you really want to learn to be adept at the dark arts, which I kind of hate that term. All magic is gray because you're manipulating somebody no matter what. If you are trying to get a job, you're manipulating it. That's manipulation. It's everything's manipulation. So I don't even really like that dark magic thing. My cat, my cat, she's doing something in there. Anyway, um, you hear playing my plants. Then we get onto this last part after spell work, what to know and do after performing negative spell work. I wouldn't even, I'm not even going to go so far as to say this is like negative spell work, because in a lot of chances, like I said before, this is about somebody's safety. This is about protection. This is about restoring justice after something harmful has been done. This is about intervening before something harmful does happen. So I don't even really like to call it negative spell work. This is just real life, you guys. This stuff has to be addressed and dealt with, and we have situations like this. Um, so deployment of spell remains. I love that she used the word deployment because that is what I use as well. Which means that's like the final step when your spell has been deployed. So a lot of times when I'm writing reports to clients, and they're like, "What the hell does deployment mean?" Um, so this talks about different places to deploy the spell remains, um, cleansing your workspace again afterwards, um, And then if you need to, asking for forgiveness or for atonement for your target on their behalf, which is, I think, is an absolute big hearted, proper way to go, just to put that final good energy out there, with the saying, hey, I'm trying to do this for the betterment of everybody involved. This isn't just about me being a nosy Parker busybody, you know. So yeah, anyway, I don't want to give you guys too much because I gave you a lot in 15 minutes. Um, Please go buy this book. You will not be disappointed. Get prepared for shit that's going to come up in your life because it will happen. Make the best choices you can every day, but emergencies still happen. This book, there is no other better book to have on hand for emergencies in my 25 years of reading these types of books, hands down. There's no better book. It is so thorough and so saturated with information that you can apply to all aspects of your spell work. Um, yeah, go grab a copy, okay? I absolutely love it. Thank you, Miss Ada, for writing this. Y'all take care. Be blessed. I will see you soon.